The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Hi Miss Iron, my name is Offred and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how things are run around here. I live in a society called the Republic of Gilead, and it is shaped and run by men. In Gilead, women are lesser than men, so we must follow all the laws and orders that men demand of us. What's even worse here than the men are the women, because the ones with the slightest bit of control over the rest of us let it get to their heads. Even though all women are inferior in Gilead, they are able to sustain the power that men have against us by oppressing us all. The cruel women to blame for this are Aunt Lydia, Aunt Helena, and Serena Joy. So first, there's Aunt Lydia, who's manipulative, evil, and despicable. She has these traits because she reinforces the rules of Gilead, which aren't in women's favor, by the way. I remember her telling me once that there is more than one type of freedom. In the days of anarchy, it was freedom too. Now we are being given freedom from. She was basically just admitting that I'm stripped of any freedom to do anything of my own desire, and she also wants me to believe that instead, I'm being shielded from the consequences that could have happened. Aunt Lydia is just manipulating her words to try and trick me into thinking that the rules I have to follow are for my own advantage, but I know that they are really benefiting the state. The goal of Gilead is to produce a bunch of babies, and so by restricting us women from doing things like looking attractive, leaving the house, and being allowed to communicate with men, the state believes their goal can be achieved. So in other words, Aunt Lydia is further oppressing me and the other women here by brainwashing us to believe that the Gileadian society is the best way a society should be run. After Aunt Lydia, the next horrible lady who shows support towards the state is Aunt Helena. Aunt Helena is cruel, harsh, and wicked. She forcibly pressured my group of handmaids to shame another handmaid, Janine, for getting an abortion after being gang raped at the age of 14. Even though I don't really like Janine that much, what Aunt Helena is doing is very wrong. It isn't fair that Janine must continue to suffer this pain, even though this happened to her before the Gileadian state was established. But Aunt Helena has no problem with this because, primarily, it allows Janine to stay inferior, so by discouraging her for getting an abortion, she will remain lesser than men. Secondly, abortion is against the law in Gilead because it would interfere with their goal of immense baby production. And finally, by Janine being able to abort her child means that she's able to take control over her body, and this definitely cannot happen in Gilead. So by Aunt Lydia shaming Janine's abortion, she's most definitely helping the state maintain their society that belittles women. Finally, the most hated woman of them all is Serena Joy. She is selfish, heartless, and insensitive. These are all easy things to say because Serena Joy blatantly oppressed the women of Gilead because she used to be a motivational speaker who advocated that women should stay at home. I mean, how twisted must her mind be to think that this is okay, especially with her being a woman herself. Serena Joy believed that if she helped to build the society of Gilead, that she would be the one exception of a woman with power. Do you see this amount of selfishness? This wasn't the case though, because she too was inferior to all men, so her speeches ended up oppressing herself as well. So, Serena Joy helped to construct and shape the society of Gilead that weakens women and runs in a man's favor. Margaret Atwood, who wrote my story, doesn't fail to reveal that men in the Republic of Gilead oppress other women, which results in a sustained and stronger society for men. The evil women do this by supporting the cruel laws that were made against us, by discouraging one another for past wrongdoing, and by blatantly promoting that women should stay in the home. These types of women are included in my tale because it shows the strength that women have and how they will not accept themselves to be inferior to men. But rather than going head to head for the little bit of control that women can get, they could have instead come together and rebelled against the state of Gilead and started a revolution that would have allowed men and women to be equal.
Created using Powtoon.